Come on. Everybody, I don't even know where to look. Hello. It's your girl, C-Wit. And we are at the first ever C-Wit Millennial Mixer. We made it.
Had a little technical bit.
Right. So the reason we're on a little later than we said is because, of course, being the millennials that they are, they decided that we were going to do this multi-stream thing. My idea was so Flintstone-y that we were just going to put all our cameras up. But now we are, what are we doing, Crystal? We're yard streaming. Mm-hmm. So all different angles. Hey, everybody, different channels. And we are here tonight. Today, my circle is filled with millennials. It just kind of started to happen that way, that the business I conduct and the circles I happen to travel in includes millennials. And I said, wouldn't it be a great idea if I connected all of these women who are doing these great things for a meal, conversation, drinks, and just a night where we can let our hair down and be ourselves. So I have an agenda in my head, and the first thing we're going to do, of course, is eat. But before we do that, let's go around the room so everybody knows who's here. So you can tell a little bit about yourself and how we connected. I'll start to my right. Tay.
Okay. So my name is Latasia Jones. I am gearing up to launch my own production company. Yeah, so it's an audio visual production company where we do audio, apparently, visual, photography, and I'm not really savvy on social media for personal reasons, but for business, I am getting my little life together. So I'll be able to help brands, expand their social media accounts for their business. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much doing. That's funny.
And how do we meet? Crazy, right?
Crazy. So first of all, I was at Illinois Media School, and I just kind of needed something in Gary to expand on. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote Chelsea on LinkedIn, and she wrote me back, and then we kind of got the ball rolling. But funny thing is, my mom had seen her out. They went to a party, elementary school or middle school?
Middle school. Tolliston, stand up. We're the Tolliston Raiders.
So they went to middle school together, right? They seen each other. My mom told her about me, but then my mom never told me that she seen her. Yeah. So it just was like ironic that we
connected anyway without the connection.
My mom,
Right.
But I'm like,
here we are.
She missed some cool points for not telling me,
It's all good. It was divine intervention, and now Latasia is also a part of the C-Wit team. Yes. She brings to our team those audio needs for when you are ready to have your commercials and your sound doing your thing. So welcome. We are so proud of you. And your spirit is so beautiful. And she jazzy to these boots. She is cute. Right. So I'm going to have to go put my shoes on. I know I'm at home, but I'm going to have to put my shoes on just to compete. Okay. And to your right is none other than...
I'm Jordan. I'm Jordan Wilson. I'm a daughter of Gary. I'm mentee of Chelsea's and just a lover of life. I'm also an advocate for reimagining civic engagement. I started Politicking, which is a political, nonpartisan information platform. It's getting everyone engaged, obviously, in the elections as they pertain to figuring out if we'll retain or elect a new president. But it also gets people engaged with what's happening at the state and local level. And we'll talk more about this, but all of the stuff we see day to day, I promise you, majority of it has nothing to do with 1600 Pennsylvania. That's not to say we shouldn't be concerned, but we really have to lock into what's happening at the local level. I'm also a 2L at Boston College Law School. I'm a public service scholar at Harvard College. So I just do everything that involves, like I said, civic reimagination and getting people to step up and see what they can do in their communities. So I'm glad to be here.
And our connection of so many is that we attended.
We had so many connections.
So many connections, but one that's near and dear is Dear H.U.
Howard. Actually, I told people at Harvard all the time, I'm like, it's so good to work at the second best HU, but I'm from the first.
The Mecca.
The Mecca. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Chelsea definitely influenced my decision to attend Howard, and none other. That was the best experience I could have had in college
ever in life. I cornered her like, look, little girl, this is where you are going. Thank you, Jordan. I'm so glad you are here.
Yeah.
This next young lady is new in my life. And so, girl, you are in the circle. You have made it.
I'm so happy. I love the circle. My name is Jonisha Davis, and I'm the owner of We Are the Village. I'm the founder. It's a nonprofit that I started for children with disabilities.
Yay!
As many of you may know, my son was diagnosed with autism, and we did not let that define him in our household. It took a village to raise my child, so I'm expanding my village to the community of Gary. I met Chelsea through Amber, and I have not been more pleased. I am happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of your team. I'm happy that you invited me. I'm happy to meet you beautiful ladies. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yay, welcome. We are the village. Now everybody know my row. My row. Crystal Lynn.
Hey, I've been here a while.
Yes.
Before C-Wit was all the way on 4 legs on her own, she was on that fence on whether she was gonna go
I'm gonna take a job
on her own.
Yeah,
right. Even before C-Wit, we worked together with radio. She was the main person supplying me my guests.
I got
She's like, I got somebody for you. I got somebody in the seat for you. So we have a long history. And then the roles kind of switched to where, I now kind of depend on her to be able to play that behind the scenes role in public relations. And I love it. I can say hands down, this has been the best career change of my life. I love that she allows me to stay behind the scenes.
I've done what you do.
I've done in front of the camera. I did the book. I did the book tour. It was wonderful. It was very intense.
We're going to talk about your book too. Yeah, she's an author.
And so, the topic is very heavy. So with that came a lot of responsibilities, and it's fine to do it to some degree. But when I can't take people to the next level, I need to be able to say, this is my little island, and this is what I can provide. And so being able to take a step back, figure out what I really wanted to do, the creative side. I love being able to just create content, create whatever.
She got blue hair. She creative. And it works though.
And so I'm so excited to be invited to the conversation. Even I'm at the end of the millennials. I feel like,
but you still here though.
I'm not.
I'm on there break. I'm a millennial. But my kids kind of make me old. So,
you totally millennialized. I'm the only one up in here not being on.
I think you're doing better wearing that wig than I am. I'm like, oh, bedtime is not nice.
Right. I won't keep you all up too late.
I ain't gonna tell y'all I took a nap for this here.
No, I'm gonna put you out when I get sleepy. Trust me. And everybody, everybody, hey Amber Alert.
Hi guys, I'm Amber. I've known Miss Chelsea since 2011. I did my youth march with the city of Gary, and the mayor, Karen Freeman, was at the time told us she put us in contact with Miss Chelsea, and ever since then, my spring break, my senior year, I interned in City Hall, and ever since then.
Can't get rid of her, y'all.
Can't get rid of me.
I can't. She was like, I'm just gonna shadow you, and we still shadowing.
You can't
get rid of the shadow.
Right. The shadow follows you around. That's right. But you have done a lot of things. You went off to school since then.
Yes, I got my associates in public relations from Vincennes. I am currently in school to get my bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in financial planning.
Yeah.
From Indiana Wesleyan University, I am also a Gary School ambassador.
Yes.
Gary
Schools.
PR assistant for C-Wit.
Who you with?
C-Wit.
Yes. So this is the crew. I'd like to shout out my other client who was supposed to join us today, Alexis Grant, but she had to cancel because of family plans. So we are thinking about you, Alexis. I was planning actually to buy some jewelry from Get Pretty Girl. But that's gonna have to be part 2. I was ready to try on jewelry, but as you can see, we have a diverse mix of brilliant young women. But these brilliant young women also came to eat. So we're gonna take you all over to the dinner table. I cooked, everybody. Yay! We're gonna fix our plates. And then I have a bowl full of questions.
Wow.
Filtered, unfiltered.
Unfiltered questions.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We might have to take some of these cameras off. I don't know if it gets too thick. Scroll on. But it's going to be great conversation. So are we ready to go bless the food and eat?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right, Crystal, what am I doing?
Just take your camera, however you want to go, boo.
All right, welcome to beautiful Gary Horseman.
Pause.
We getting our food. We'll be back, y'all. Just give us 20-minute intercession. Go get y'all some food, some snacks.
Oh, go unmute her mic on her phone, please.
What's your last name?
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
Your name's Crystal.
We were like this far apart of Banneker, probably.
Yeah, I was like, I recognize you.
From the end. At the right camera, right angle. I did some baked chicken. I did some catfish. My voice is echoing. I love it. I did a nice salad. You know you need that, right? You gotta have salad in our lives. And what would a Friday night be without some spaghetti? Woo! And these are turkey products because I don't eat pork, so I invite you all to indulge.
that?
And what is that? This is iced tea, catfish. Yes, I know. I'm just so unapologetic for that. Yes. And so, ladies, if you all will join me in prayer. Crystal is so technically. I'm sorry, I gotta get the lighting. Get the lighting right. All right. Touch and agree. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that thou hast made. We thank you for fellowship, air, and breath in our lungs, right mind. Right. God, I thank you for this circle that you have brought into my life. No, you don't make mistakes. So we are here for such a time as this. Let tonight be a great fellowship of us and those who are watching. Let somebody be uplifted, touched, encouraged, inspired to move forward with their dreams. Let the ladies in this circle move forward with their dreams, because that's my prayer for them every day. And please bless the food that we're about to receive, for the nourishment of our bodies. Give us safe travels when we leave this place, and give us the desires of our hearts. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so we're fixing place. I hope you all are tuning in. Oh, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? No.
Or some city girl.
You can all right. You can sound like so. And so for the first commercial of the night, for Black-owned businesses, tonight we have Essie Marie, one of my clients. We just did a live for her. So shout out to Itiona Scott, who is the creator of Essie Marie's salad dressings and marinades. So go to essiemarie.com, support my girl. Tonight we have the basil balsamic, we have the lemonette. Gotta shake that lemonette up. And then we have what's the last one?
Sesame tea.
Sesame tea. I haven't even opened it. Sesame tea. Yes, and then the last one was ranch. We got some ranch over here too. But shout out to small businesses out there everywhere. There will be several products we're using tonight, and I will be shouting out all the Black businesses that we use for tonight. And
Wait,
now,
which one are you looking for? Oh,
she needs an extension cord.
they're doing the most. I'm trying to eat. That's what I'm talking about. These millennials, y'all be wanting to be extra, and I'm just like, here.
We elevate you.
You do.
I mean, not just
I'm back. You do. 'Cause I'm like, what are we doing in this place?
Now I'm gonna have to break everything up that I have. You need hot sauce? I said I was gonna bring it out.
Yes. Yep.
Was that a picture? It was. Okay. You have to have. She well.
Is my salad giving you life?
The Black Martha Stewart.
Ah,
I like it. That's what it is.
Crystal, I don't need to. I can't be unplugging on my stuff. Yeah, there you go. So how do we keep comments and stuff? Okay. How's everybody doing this Friday night? Wish you were here. Well, you are here. Can't wait for the conversation that we're getting ready to have. And we leave it in the house. What is that's true. 1 or 2. All right. That's
you. Oh, that's fine.
yes. And if you all need to heat anything up, like the way you did it. So yes, I do come home and cook sometimes. Everybody thinks I'm always on the go, but no, I cook at least 4 times a week. 4 to 5
I
times.
need a witness.
A witness? He'll be here. You got to come home at some point. He's trying to avoid these cameras. Yeah. But at some point he'll come home and say, yes, my wife cooks. I'm ready to get to the question bowl. That's what I'm trying to do. Because I have some questions for these millennials. Amber, you not eating? There you go. There they go, trying to do that whole. Okay. Okay. Plus, I want everybody to be able to get their food. Yeah. You know, allow me to clean house. You know, because they be like, so really, that's what you don't put all that on your plate. Well, I can't wait till you all see what the dessert is. I may have to behave or something. Not at that point. Oh, I've already had the wine. Right. Which one did you take? Oh, well,
Sesame tea, non-favorite last home. Mayo my food.
Live with her with recipes. All right, everybody, I'm taking you all back into the sunroom so we can get this conversation started. Crystal, look cute. See how she cute. She cute, right? I don't know where she's going after this. We'll find out though. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see. We're about to see where Crystal is headed after this.
And so it was just me that time. But she.
Tanisha, everything okay? All right. So I'm just so happy they're flattering me by even eating my food. And this
I
is
just went on there a couple
what we gonna do.
days ago and nobody. Really? Wow. What do they do those for?
So while you're waiting for us to get started, I want you all to make sure you download the Politicking app. Politicking.com. Let me see if this comes down a little bit. There we go. Politicking.com. We have cameras everywhere, so I don't know where we're at. Not bad, Chelsea.
The guy. I don't.
Let's go make sure everything's on the end.
I can't see here. I don't know. No, it was so. I'm really like, this.
So you know they watching you say, y'all know what Taylor talking about?
Girl,
That's what I said. Tonight is gonna be unfiltered,
That's funny.
fun, uncut. And as soon as Crystal and Amber return, I'm gonna dig right on into. Oh, yeah, they're eating a lot. They must be eating a lot. Now, I don't know what they're doing, but
It's just always us.
the hashtag for tonight is
I apologize.
hashtag CWIT, hashtag CWMM, which stands for CWIT Millennial Mixer. And the last one is just Millennial Mixer. So any of those, if you have questions, I think Crystal can see comments and things like that. So what are they saying, Crystal? What are they saying? Anybody watching? Hey! Shout out to my sister. She said she was gonna watch. Hey, Tamika! That's my other little sister. Slash workout buddy. So I have given them welcome. I've given the overview. I'm sorry, it's the PR in me that has me doing the run of the show. And I have given the hashtag. We have blessed the food. And now we have our food. Is everybody okay with the food? Mm-hmm. Right. Nobody's talking but me. And for the record, if my husband happens to be watching somewhere else, baby, your plate in the microwave. You are good. They are not gonna eat all this up from you because your plate got fixed first. And then I'm using my lettuce. See, I'm covering all the other bad stuff up. Like all I have is lettuce, but it's like but it's the stuff
Deception.
right, deception. Okay, so this next portion of the conversation, Crystal came up with this idea as I told her that I wanted to do this, and I was saying we can talk about different issues and things like that. She said, well, why don't you have a question bowl and you can pull different things out and have different topics and different responses. And so we're going to kind of freestyle this. Somebody can pull a question out. They can answer it just themselves, or somebody else can say, you know what? I want to answer that one too. And I'm trying to see, who do I want to go first? So, see, I know that's the thing. When you're eating, it's like, yeah, pick somebody else. I think Jordan's ready.
Yeah, I'll go. I had a seaweed plate.
All right.
A salad.
A salad plate. Airport. So, I forgot this connect. This is the bowl. And in the bowl, there are different questions. And we don't have to stick to what's in the bowl, but these are kind of conversation starters. So Jordan is going first. And what's your question?
As an Aquarius, we don't like answer questions. No.
What? This is a Valentine's Day.
What keeps you up at night?
Oh man.
What keeps you up at night? Sure, you're gonna put the whole thing down. What keeps you up at night?
Wow. What keeps me up at night is like, you know, first of all, I'm worried about my family. You know, there's a lot going on with the city, and I always am worried. You know, are they safe? Are they good? Stuff like that. And I certainly trust to God that they are, but it doesn't stop that kind of coming up sometimes.
Yeah.
And then another thing is like, it just occurs to me like, you know, we're Black women. Definitely have husbands, definitely have parents, help, family, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know, you know,
our Black boys, because we need those.
Yes. And while you're saying that, shout out to my fellow Howard alum. I have a friend by the name of DePelsha Thomas Magruder. We were in a school of communications together, and she started a national organization called MOBB, Mothers of Black Boys. MOBB. Yeah. And I follow her on Facebook, and I see them, going to Capitol Hill and they have chapters across the country. And I'm like, these are my fellow alums just doing it. All right, Tay, go on, pass the ball.
I don't have to ask the question.
Do you want to answer the question? What keeps you up at night?
I can do both. I can
answer the question and ask the question.
Okay.
For me, what keeps me up at night, I made a huge sacrifice having to come back home. For one, I lived in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Okay.
So this Breonna Taylor thing is like, could have been me.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, I know where these people are protesting that. I kicked it down there. I lived there for 5 years. I just came back home.
Oh.
So for me, that like hit home like never before. And I was this close to moving to Louisville before I moved home. So for me, it's like, I am Breonna Taylor, legit. You know what I mean? So that does keep me up at night. But, in addition to that, coming back home, I had to make the huge sacrifice of coming back and living with my parents. And that keeps me up at night.
Oh, I bet. You need another drink?
and they're awesome. They're awesome. I mean, they can only do what they can. It's their house. Right. At the same time, I was worried about what I was going to do to get out my parents' house. That was my whole concern. I could come home, but then what am I going to do to get out?
To be grown.
To be grown. That was a huge transition for me. So that keeps me up at night, making sure that my production company is running. If I don't do anything that day, then it's not going to progress. So for me, I just want to make sure that, I'm progressing in my production company, and that kind of keeps me up at night, because if I don't, then I'm going to be with my parents, and that ain't...
Okay, well, we about to fix that right now. Can you please tell everybody how to get in touch with you and the services that you provide?
For sure. So for one, I'm getting ready to launch my website and everything. Everything is going to drop at one time, but you could email me at latasiaj2@gmail.com and let me know your inquiries about, whatever. I do photography, audio and visual, and social media management. So whatever you need.
Okay. I was just seeing it said something went wrong.
First try again.
Okay. But I know we're live somewhere, right? Y'all can still see me. Hey, we live everywhere. Well, that's, if anybody knows me, that's what I'm all about. I'm trying to make sure that people use the businesses that are available to us.
Okay.
And so I'm the type that if I know that you do something, I'm going to share your number. I'm going to share your information. And plus, she's also a part of the CWIT team. So when we need the sound and the coverage and things like that, for a while, COVID kind of put us in a skirt. But we're starting to come back together. So CWIT, the team is back. And we are doing our thing. So that's what keeps you up at night.
Yeah, bro, get out of this fucking house.
We'll get you out.
Like, that's a big transition for me. I lived by myself for 5 years. Legit, without a roommate, no none of that, in my own apartment. So to come back with these folks, they waking up, I'm trying to go to sleep. It's just
so
grown
annoying.
two different times.
Where you going?
Where you going?
Right.
What
And
do
y'all,
you
you sitting there, why you waiting up?
And when I was in Kentucky, y'all wouldn't call it. But then now that I'm here, y'all want to know everything.
Right.
So, keeping that balance. But
shout out to Rochelle, though, because that's my girl.
That's
All right.
my girl.
Talisman for life. All right. You're in the bowl. What does your
ma'am.
question say?
So my question says, if I could, I would do this over.
All right. I have so many things. That's why I surround myself with millennials, because I'll be like, don't do this, don't do that.
No,
Definitely don't do this.
Stay out the way from that.
If I could, I probably would do my last relationship.
There we go.
Not getting in it at all.
Right. Like we never met.
No, like we had cool as friends.
And we should have stayed with friends.
Now we don't talk. with you. So it's like I wish we never did it, so that we could at least have that friendship.
Okay.
What would I do over again?
Yeah, or not.
You know, I don't think there's a thing. I think mistakes I made, I just did it. You know better to do that. But there are a couple of conversations where I'm like a little bit quick tempered sometimes. Yeah. And so sometimes, you know, with the things I'm like very passionate about, I think in hindsight, I thought that was the right way to handle it. I'm like, no, like, and
I'm always gonna come for somebody. In my defense, I'm like, Amber, I believe you.
I'm that way with my people. I don't. So
Amber does not play.
On Facebook alone. But in hindsight, you probably realize like, wow, these people did not deserve my power
Exactly.
at all.
Maybe
Exactly.
no.
No. Well, in hindsight, I thought they didn't deserve my power. There are also certain things I've done, like this stupid stuff. Like no, even like weeks ago.
Careful your mind when you watch that.
I'll tell you, like, I was in New York, and this is a quick story. I should have learned that. Every time I'm in New York, if she watches this, I have a friend who lives in New York, and she, like, traps me there. And so I, like, missed my first flight. I rebooked it. And then, we went out one night, right? And so I was alone going into the spot because I had to do some work at home or something like that. I just met up with them. Long story short, these girls were from New York. They thought I stole their credit card. The girls literally were trying to jump me.
What?
Yeah, like the security had to like come stand in front of. Yeah.
See, look, she ready to fight.
So it's stuff like that. It was like, Jordan, if you had that feeling in you, you should have just stayed in and waited for everybody to come back.
Yeah.
You should have just done that.
Oh
But then you want to try it. Like, what if?
Yeah. Well,
But they didn't know you were from the G.
They
First of all, they
there
didn't
was also
know.
3 of them, so I was like,
Okay, let me
I don't
fall
know.
back.
Yeah. But yeah, hindsight, stuff like that. Sometimes I should have followed my intuition.
Okay. Now we got we have some comments.
Hey, no,
We just got excited.
But if you do have anyone that's deaf, they catching all of this.
Okay, so we're yard streaming, and I'm I'm surrounded by millennials. I gotta stop saying I'm not a millennial. Let's just be clear. I might look like one. Hey, but yard streaming for the first time, so that's why I'm looking all over the place. But we're still on question number 2. If you could do it all over again, I would do what? Crystal Lynn? Yep.
Put me on this.
While I go and replenish. I'm listening though.
Oh, let's see. I gotta think because I done lived about 7 lives, so I got to pick one. All right. If I could do anything over, was that another question?
Yeah.
Anything over?
Do-overs.
Now this is like thing that I.
If I could, I would do this.
I got a juicy one.
Ooh.
Maybe you should go.
I really would.
So she'll know how much to turn.
It's like my opportunity because I feel like
early in the game.
I'm grown enough and I'm old enough now, and this has happened long enough ago for me to say some mistakes that I made, and that was in June of 2014, when we were having our 25-year class reunion, I think it was, or whatever. And I was the spearhead person, and we had our mixer, a fundraiser to get ready for our 25th or something like that, whatever it was. And we had one event at the golf course, and it was over, and it was a success. I should have gone home. But instead, we went to the after party, and I got pulled over, and it changed my life. And while I was not guilty, how many of y'all in the church know that the streets say you're guilty, right? And the judgment, the media, the fallout behind all of that was one of my biggest lessons learned. But I guess because I did that, it made me say, going forward, I'm going to depend on me, and all the real ones and the day ones showed themselves to be true. Who I found out who was really riding with me and who was really hating on me. Because there's some people that rejoice in your failure. You know that, right? And so we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And so the people who stuck with me, they're still with me. And the people who are hating on me, they're still hating. Hate on. Hate on. So we make a mistake, but it also motivated me to say, you know what? I'm not going to let any job make me because of what I was doing at the time. That's what made me make the paper. And so I'm like, when you work for yourself, I'll say that again. When you work for yourself, you're not. Yes. You can sit and say, this is my brand. This is what I am in control of versus, oh, I'm reporting to somebody. Oh, I'm trying to please somebody. Oh, this is my brand. This is me. So I guess in some ways, while I wish I had just gone straight home, the other side says it was a blessing in disguise that pushed me out of my comfort zone to go out on my own ultimately. So that's what I
hope we talk about that, expand on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Of working for yourself.
Yes.
Because that sounds like such the thing to do. But that is so hard.
It's hard.
To work for yourself and to continuously have the momentum to keep going and putting into your brand every day.
Yeah.
That's really, really, really hard. We say it like it's cute, and it is cute. It is a great thing, but I think people need to talk about the hardship of, being an entrepreneur.
Girl, I can talk about that all day.
By yourself.
You know that little cute thing I call the seaweed sauce? Yeah, I didn't finish that till 3:30 this morning.
Mm.
I wanted it to be right.
Yeah.
If I'm putting a link up there about where Jordan was in La Fin Exec, I want to make sure the link is right. So when they click on it, it says that.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that We Are the Village is in the Post Review, I better have the right link for the Post Review. And sometimes 3:00 in the morning is the only time that I have. And that's the time I'm going to finish it, because if I tell my clients or my audience that I'm going to deliver something, I'm going to deliver it. But it's hard, but it's rewarding.
Yeah, that's
my parents were entrepreneurs, and
Yeah.
I just didn't see how they did it. But when it was time for us to go to Mississippi, pack up the car, Daddy said, "Oh, I'm shutting the gas station down. Let's go." Why? Because he was the boss.
Yeah.
And so I get it.
Yeah.
And you better get it.
I'm getting it.
Get it. You better get it.
I was gonna say, like, when actually we started politicking in 2016, but there was a particular year, which was 2018, that we really got things going.
Okay.
And that was like the first year that like you hear about people being depressed and stuff like that. And then I like the way my family is, we're like, get over it. We're like, it's just not that deep. But that was, I think, the first time I had really ever like just day-to-day experience being depressed. And it was because like I quit my job. I decided not to start law school that year. I broke up with a boyfriend. It was just like a lot happening.
Yeah.
And then having to call my mom for money.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What? Like, this is not fly.
Let me get.
This is not fly at all. You know, I like spending money. And it was just like, to me, it was so whack at the time, but it was humbling. And, it definitely moved you closer to God. And like it just makes you, it's like, what I'm doing now has to succeed.
Yeah. You don't have choice.
That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I definitely relate to y'all. In that way.
But I see something individually in each one of you that continually draws me to you, not only to pour into you, but to garner from you, but to say, "Oh, she's doing awesome things." I want to kind of just be in the atmosphere. And I'm going to flip this to Crystal, because Crystal is an author, and that's another one of the circles we traveled in, because I came to her book signing. She had all her sorors all packed in the room, and they were handling her. I was like, "Hey, Crystal." They were like, "Back up." I was like, "Hey, Crystal." From the back. Yes. And you told your story, Pretty Raised Ugly.
I did. So kind of tying and giving a little teaser for anybody who hasn't read the book and wants to go get it.
Right.
I'll get a little juicy with my answer.
Okay, I can't wait.
The one thing that I would do over, or not do at all, would probably be this individual in the church.
Okay.
And what I noticed through my healing processes is, and that I explained in the book, is I try to throw myself in the spiritual side, trying to heal that, trying to kind of wash things clean. And I had an individual in the church that said the reason things continuously happened to me that were bad was because I had a perverted spirit.
Wow.
Really?
Just straight up said it's like, and it wasn't, I think the way he meant to say it was that it's beyond me. Like, I'm not showing cleavage. I'm not, giving these signs like, come get me. It's just something about my spirit that would invite men to, and this is from a man, so all I can do is, that's his words. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They would invite men to desire me in a way that was probably forbidden, or, that was
Unholy.
right. So I had started over again. Lord knows I done failed like 50 times.
That's
Thank
all
you, Lord,
right.
for still loving
70
me.
times 7.
Mhm.
Amen.
And during this time of just kind of refreshing and renewing myself, I allowed the absolute last person I should have been involved with into my life.
Mm-hmm.
And my life for about 6 or 8 months went on a whirlwind. Like, anything that was important got pushed aside. You would have thought that I lost my mind. You know what I mean? And so it was like, this is the right thing. We're going to end up being together. We just have to do this. Like, we started ordering the steps. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to tell X, Y, and Z. And while I was in this whirlwind, I started seeing other spirits that actually had me pull out from the church for a really long time period. Because when I would visit here, now I'm kind of just like, okay, who's looking at me?
Mm-hmm.
Why I got to sit in the last row and be the last one in and the first one out, just so I'm not getting this type of attention.
Right.
But being able to create those healthy boundaries for myself has taken a lot of time, has taken a lot of healing, has taken a lot of effort. But one of the things I regret is was to let my guard down for the wrong individual.
Yes.
And I think people who've gone through traumatic, abusive situations tend to not have those healthy boundaries. And so the one thing that I would say I would kind of take back, remove, was that particular situation. It was just not the right thing, not the right time. The words sounded good, the time sounded good. I mean, we was constantly going on vacations every other weekend. What you gonna say? No, I'm not gonna take that person. I'm not gonna take that vacation. What you mean? What we doing?
Right. But you know what? Your bounce back game is fierce,
It
huh?
is. I'm surprised myself. I mean, even after divorce, I'm like, no, okay. I'm straight down here in Florida. All right,
but when you called me, I have to tell the rest of the story, Crystal, because Crystal called me kind of just like, I see what you're doing online, and I'm in Florida. However, if you need some writing, because you can do that virtually and just send it in. And it was just so good to hear from her because, like I said, Crystal, we row dogs. And so I was thinking it through, and I was at that time where I was doing CWIT and I was still working full time. And I said, well, okay, I'll let you know, if something like that comes about. And then everything right after that call started to come into place. The situation with the school district, them calling saying they needed some assistance with this project. And then I found out it was going to be for a year, it was a multi-year type situation. And I was like, I think I can step out, right? So I step out, and then they say, well, do you need somebody on your team? And I went right back to that phone call. And I was like, Lord, if I call this girl and tell her to move from Florida, this is on me. I was like, she packed up. I said, I know somebody. They said, we got to interview her. And Crystal came. She came, she interviewed, she got the job, and now we tag teaming this thing like crazy. That was so divine because
and I didn't know she had a job or not. She probably did. I was like,
I wouldn't have done that to you because I prayed. I was like, Lord,
if you hear something,
this doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to pay this lady. She has moved back from Florida, but it is working out. So kudos to your bounce back, boo.
Yeah.
We all bounce back.
You should too.
Yes.
I ain't know where to go.
I got you. Amber Alert.
Yes.
She said, yes, you mighty quiet in that corner over there.
Come on, give me something. Give me
Come
something.
on with
question.
You want a new question?
You want-
It doesn't matter.
Right. What's your do-over, Amber?
What's my do-over? Honestly, and it wasn't a bad relationship, getting in a relationship. I feel like I shouldn't have gotten it. It messed me up a little bit, especially my freshman year in college, because I was on probation.
Oh, you whispering now?
She
said, because she think I didn't know that.
I was on academic probation.
That kind of probation.
Right. You good.
I'm sitting there thinking, put some money on the book.
Because of a boy.
A boy.
Because of a boy.
Not a man.
Right,
A
not a
boy.
man, but a boy. Now, but that's not.
Okay. Well, your bounce back is strong too.
Exactly.
You know,
I would have known.
Yeah. Oh my God. Amber's
It
drunk.
was just one though. I don't.
I'm just saying in general, each one of our relationships teach us.
So you haven't been in a relationship since?
I mean, I've dated. I get turned off easy.
Okay.
So
Oh
if
my
you eat
God,
the wrong
she
way,
is the
I don't.
right.
Don't talk to me.
Your toe curves
If
this
you-
way.
They call it
Over.
choosy.
Yeah.
I'm very.
Be
it's
selective,
bad,
though.
But
very,
you
very-
should be.
At
And
your
that's
age.
the thing. Like, I don't understand why we should have to
Settle.
Lower our
settle
standards.
or
Yeah.
dim ourselves down to get a man or
Don't
you know,
do it.
And I think I
Be
did
this
that.
for me.
I did that one. I never.
Yeah.
Never again.
I just can't see myself
Well, that makes me
being
happy
it.
because I'm a late bloomer. I didn't get married until I was 37.
But I said I wanted.
That's late because right now that's what it's looking like.
Yeah. I didn't get married until I was
We need 2 more
37.
years.
But here's the thing: whatever I was gonna do, whatever he was
And
gonna
see,
do,
that's the thing.
it's
yeah.
been done. You know,
Yeah.
now it's like, man, I'm off and
I
over
want to
that.
be free. I still want to.
You want to, and that's
I still want
right.
to be free. And if I cheat, then you're gonna be hurt. So
You be
if
mad.
want me,
And that's why I lived through my millennials. I lived through it.
Thank you.
You are.
I mean, I'll cheat on you, but you don't want this. I'm not gonna be the one.
You don't want that.
You don't want
Amber,
that.
Amber, none of your people are watching this right now.
They probably are.
They're like, Amber, what was that?
So we were in a
Right.
relationship.
So
This is how I
I thought we were in.
I thought we were serious.
Yeah, your phone gonna be ringing tonight. Jonisha,
gotta know
what's your
the
do-over?
Period.
Don't worry.
Do not disturb.
What's your do-over, Jonisha? Because I got another good one in this bowl.
Oh,
For me? Okay, so my do-over would be that I would wait till I was married to have children.
Okay.
I said that to any young person. I think that seeing my parents be married and they've been married they've been together for 31 years. So that's what I wanted. Miss Freeman watching this, she married my parents actually.
Hey, Mary Karen.
What's up, Mom?
Because did we miss out on the invitation?
I really think that I had goals and I was young trying to fill out those goals. And I didn't live my life while I was younger. So now I'm living my life and it's like, well, I should have waited because I have to be head of the household and I'm not built for that. Like,
Yes, you are, boo. I watched you with your boys. You are
my
it.
dad all the time.
Yeah.
Like, dad. I might seem like you're Miss Chelsea, but
Yeah.
I need me a man to be head of my household.
Hey, you might see you on the slide. She cute, y'all. And she is smart. And if he's not helping your dreams, though, you gotta ditch him. I will tell all of you all that. You need a cheerleader and supporter in your life. Because you all know, Amber, what's my crazy? My crazy is crazy. And so I have somebody that's like, I just want to text you because I don't know when you're live. I don't know where you are, who you're interviewing. But he lets me just go, baby. Go do that. And yeah.
I was gonna say something. Like, I have actually never met you, but I really do hope that you find somebody that makes you feel like things are easy. Because I feel like I don't know you like that, but I feel like, let me call her. I tell her we're having, and you would just be listening. You'd be like, well,
That's
and
Jonisha.
I don't know you like that, but I feel like you deserve somebody like that.
Totally does.
Yeah.
She totally does. And when you get it, you will know. Don't force fit it. Because you'll also know, right, Amber? You'll be like, I thought that was it.
Man!
That is not. And everybody needs an Amber, right? Because I'll get her in the car and be like, he is not it.
You know that one friend.
That one friend.
This one.
Call Amber. Everybody needs an Amber.
Everybody needs an Amber.
All right. Who's going in the bowl? Who's going in the bowl? All right.
I hope I get the one that was for me, y'all.
Let's see. They all for each one of you. What does it say?
I used to be, but now I am.
Mm-hmm. Fill in the blank. I like that.
Yes. I used to be, wild. I used to be really, really wild. But now I'm a mother, entrepreneur, and a founder. So, yeah, but I used to be real wild. Like, I used to fight a lot.
Not you, no!
She was a wild one. Like, for real.
Okay.
Yes, because I grew up in Guatemala, projects with my family and my brothers. And I only have brothers, guys. I don't have any sisters.
Okay.
I have 3 brothers, 3 sons. And
You surrounded by the men.
yeah, I was like a little boy.
I'm gonna crack some more for
I
you,
had to get
Crystal.
out there and do all that ratchet stuff, but
I'm about the camera
Right. But you know what? That's good. That's exactly why I put that question in the bowl, because it's a reflective question. It's like either I'm on my way to where I want to be, or I'm not as what I used to be. And what is that? And so that's you. Tay, take that question.
I used to be for real boy crazy.
Okay.
For real boy crazy. I mean, like, since like kindergarten all the way on to my senior year of college, it was over. I mean, I can't. Oh my God! When I went to Kentucky State, first off, that's why I wanted to go to college. It wasn't for books; it was for the boys. I'm trying to pick it. Okay, that was it. But now I am very like into myself, and it's just time for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, these boys,
I ain't talking about nothing.
they not on nothing, and for me right now, I just feel like it's just my time. It's my time to focus on myself and
I love it.
get my little life. I got these
love
hotels. I gotta say that over and over again.
Yes,
so,
because so many young people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I need to be whatever he says I should be, or the world says I should be. So that's growth.
Yeah, for real. It took that relationship to actually even see that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because before I got in a relationship, I was like, it was me and God. It was like we was in it together, and but I didn't understand it though. Like I was like, okay, Jesus, if it's just me and you, how am I okay though? Like, how is nobody here? I'm coming home to myself. Like, how am I like really like happy and peaceful? And I just didn't get it. So I got it, and I was away from home 5 hours. I was low key homesick and didn't know it. And then I got into the relationship with the guy, and he was everything that I didn't really need. He took away from what I was really doing. You know what I mean? And so like
they're everywhere.
Yeah, but that helped me though. It helped me to find my self-worth. It helped me to see like I could be all I need to be without a guy. And it just helped me to, just get my little life together. So I used to be boy crazy, but now I'm just into Latasha.
All right. As my pastor would say, you're gonna help somebody tonight. You're gonna help somebody. Well, I guess I'll go.
Yes.
My journey just since November 6th, I will say I used to be more overweight. And I am not as overweight, and I am healthier. And that is more than a notion for me, coming from a hereditary standpoint, coming from I just accept that I come from a curvy, thick family, but finally wrapping my mind around, you can do whatever you put your mind to, Chelsea. And so this is my life. This is who I am. I'm not done. And so this question is kind of middle of the road for me. It's like I'm still going, and whoever's following me and encouraging me, keep doing it, because it's not easy. You see, I just tore this plate up. But I will see all my fellow fit fam at Spin in the morning. But that's who I used to be. She has gone away, and the healthy me has surfaced. So that's
Yes. What about you, Jordan?
You used to be, but now you are.
I used to be scary, and now I just don't give a damn. But in but in the best way, I definitely went through a period where I think I did give a damn in the worst way.
Okay.
But now I just don't care. Like, I really don't care if somebody doesn't like my honesty.
Yes.
And I'm respectful, and I do try to be kind. I don't care if, like, me, taking a moment to shine offends somebody else. I don't care if, I say something that somebody doesn't agree with. And I don't even care, like, in terms of, like, what should a young lady do, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I feel like, and to my parents' credit, they didn't necessarily impose that, but I think their world did a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was something that I was supposed to, really follow by, and it just never felt right. And so, and when it comes to like decorum and stuff like that, like I'm just like, I don't really care, like And I think sometimes that's pretty obvious.
But being comfortable in yourself,
that's the thing.
In your skin.
Yeah,
that's a great thing.
That's why
I
I
used to
that
have-
yesterday.
What? Wait.
Oh, y'all in my business?
Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
But see, I used to have this idea, like I knew I had needed to be a more confident person, but I was like, I didn't know how, because I was like, you just always kind of arrogant and stuff like that. But that is the way the confidence has developed itself. It's just that type of fearlessness.
I've gotten
I'm
to the
glad.
point where I'm scared.
And I will just go on record, and then we want to talk about your status. Because your status was so serious.
No, but
Wait, what was her status?
She about to tell you, but I will just say, in this room, I can say you all are light years. I mean, light years ahead of what I was when I was your age. I didn't think that way. And I think anybody in here like 27 or somewhere in there ish. Oh my God, I was head over heels in love, air quote. I thought I was getting married. And my siblings, shout out Ken, I'll let y'all watch it. They tried to tell me, they were like, girl, you nuts. He is not it. Would you stop watering down? That's the watered down diet Pepsi version of you. Would you stop? That is not you, And I was like, but I love you. I love you. Till he dogged me out. Oh my God. And that was that rude awakening. Like, wait a minute, I'm Chelsea Stalling. You couldn't do that to me. But I didn't think in terms of just me and pushing like you all are. I got to that point. So I'm just saying, wow, you all are already there. And Amber already knows. I stay on her constantly. You want to be around? You want to shadow me? I'm going to tell you. This is what it is. Don't do that. He's not it. Don't do that. Do that. Go here.
You think it's a joke. I go to tell you.
Your status. So go to your status.
Okay.
Yesterday, she went in on all of us.
What's the life?
So, my tooth is chipped. My tooth has been chipped since my 7th grade year. Yes, I have insurance. I had insurance back then. But who's about to give the government $1,000 and some to fix a half his tooth?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. Perfectly fine. So, people continually ask me, why is your tooth chipped? Why don't you go get it fixed? You're too pretty to have your tooth chipped. So, you saying I'm ugly with my tooth chipped? But because you didn't know me then. My tooth wasn't chipped. You didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I decided to make steps.
She went in.
She went in. My weight. My weight has been up and down. And I've had health issues between last year and the beginning of this year. So it has a lot to do with me losing weight and not being able to keep weight on. I wasn't as confident as I am now. Nobody knew that. So I just got sick of it. So I said, good evening, everyone. So I want to make this my first and last post regarding my weight and my tooth. A compliment isn't saying you're so beautiful, but why is your tooth chipped? Or you're too pretty to be walking around like that. It's actually rude and inconsiderate. These are the number one comments I always get. My tooth has not stopped a paycheck.
Oh, you better say it.
My tooth has not stopped me from getting a degree. Not yet. And it definitely hasn't stopped me from dating. Watch my inbox.
Hey.
And as far as my weight, I'll keep it short and cute. You are not a doctor. You're not financing me. You're not feeding me. If you need to say anything about me losing weight or me not being the same size I was back in 2016, which I was probably like 70, college freshman, say it for an ear that cares, because I genuinely don't care and I'm happy in my skin.
Yes. She said, say
But
before
that's
ear
not-
that cares.
That's not what I really wanted to say. Like, that's literally not what I wanted to say. But it's only one person that saved everybody, and that was my person. And I couldn't tell them what I really wanted to say.
Yeah, she has to be filtered online because I'm like,
But
wait
yeah.
a minute, you're representing C-Wit too. And they're like, aren't you that little girl that was
Who
holding
stands on somebody and
Right.
so
They're
I
like,
have
I
to
thought
compose
you.
myself, and
Thank
it's
you.
hard.
I sure appreciate
Like,
it.
it's really hard. That's why I'm glad we wear masks and glasses,
Yeah.
because my face,
Ooh, no poker.
disrespect, if looks could kill.
They would be late.
Well,
Yeah.
you are beautiful. Stay beautiful. Who hasn't answered this question? Because we got to get back in this flow. I was, but I am.
I used to be on 10.
Okay.
I used to be the life of the party, but now I'm like at it too. No, temper and go and on 10. Nah, honey. I'm looking for the nearest pillow, the earliest bedtime, the closest spa, and the quickest way to kick off the heels. Okay, so before I could rock the heels all night like Chelsea, I can't do that. It's got to be it has to be a
nice.
You wake up and get
so I know I had my time. I had my time to really enjoy life, to be out there. Like I pride myself on have never paid for a party. I was like, you said what? Go get your boss. This ain't gonna happen. But now I don't even care if I go. Like,
it will get like that.
If this is worth my feet hurting, a headache tomorrow, and I'm a little lack of sleep. That's
I mean, basically, your priorities change.
It changed.
And COVID has done that for us as well. You know, you learn what your priorities are when they say you have to shelter in place. You have to not go anywhere. You have to be with a certain amount of people, or else the germs will flow or whatever. And so you start to find out who's important, what's important, and without COVID, it sounds like for you, Crystal, though, that
that died down before the toddler hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm good. I enjoy not doing much. I do what's required, and then the rest of the time, instead of thinking about, diving into what everybody else's needs are, I want you to go with me. I think about mine. And mine is rest in peace.
That's
so
right.
If it's not at the crib, if it's not, Netflix with no chill, it's not really on my agenda. Hey! You gonna get in on the speed?
Yeah.
You gonna say
that? Well, so I guess another one to complete the sentence. I was single. Now married. Hey! 11 years in the game. Yes. But this is so therapeutic for me. I think I'm feeling selfish now having you all over, because all the time I'm always gleaning knowledge from you all. We started late because of Yard Stream, and I'm just watching everybody like, so where do I look? What do I do? I depend on you all and your knowledge so heavily. So I need you to continue to be the superstars that you are, because you make me better. They're like, you're always around. It's like little girl this and your little girl that. But I will tell you.
Tug, you in their business? Don't do that.
What?
But amazing to me and my company. Like, you've been so amazing. You walk open doors that I haven't walked through, and that is amazing.
And that's what it's about. And your mom did that for me. And so she would always tell me different things when we were working in City Hall or going on things. And she would do it without even thinking about it. She'd drop a nugget of knowledge, and I'm in the back seat of the SUV trying to soak it in. I'm thinking like, that makes sense. And she had moved on to something else. But I'm thinking, okay, how can I be better at whatever it is? Or how can I do this next time better? So I'm helping her in her role as mayor, and I'm doing the communications. But the one thing she told me, every time we would go to like nonprofit events and things to support people, she was always pulling out her checkbook, to say, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I said, when I get to a point when I'm able to give back, I love doing that. And I always think about your mom when I do that. I'm like, I'm ready to make a donation, because you know what? it comes back to you.
It does.
It just keeps coming back to you in all different forms. So if it's something that I would say to any of you at any level, please give. Please take another somebody, man or woman, under your wing to say, this is what I know, and I want to tell you what I know. Why are we in such a society where it's like, I'm going to hold this to myself because I don't want you to be better than me. And
I don't even think it's necessarily them wanting to be better than them. I think it's something they've experienced. And they want to feel it all before they can give it or share it with somebody else.
Okay.
It's not so much. It's more so selfish thing. Of trying to get it.
I hope so, Amber, because there are some people.
Because I'm selfish. I'm just gonna put it out there.
You working on that though, but it's like bringing other people to the table and expanding your circle. And then the last thing before we go to the next question in the bowl is elevate your circle. If you're the best one in your circle all the time, it's time to bring somebody else in. Teach me something. You all teach me stuff all the time. Crystal loves to research technology. She's like, there's a new way you can do this. I'm like, could you just do it?
I love finding the new. I love, like,
that's what's up.
I mean, even like that little border we just did for Gary Schools.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'd like to do that. And I was like,
right.
Well, I'm gonna figure out how to do that.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna spend all day trying to stop you. Like, well, change this. I'm like, go for it. I love to see. And then Jordan is like this old soul that I have met. If you close your eyes and listen to her talk, you swear she is not in her 20s. She is not. And then you open your eyes and be like, there she is in her 20s. But you have something to grab from each one. Jonisha, how in the world are you? I wasn't thinking about being an LLC and starting a company at 26. Who does that? You do. And you better own that. You better own that. All right.
You were just real quick. You were talking about like, you know, my mom just kind of being. But the thing about it is, like, I think you were just a reflection, like, of the things I guess you feel, you know, that she's contributed the same way. You're a reflection of her just being around. I think people who are like going to bring that out of her. Like, in my life, I can't think of one person that my mom spends a lot of time around that is not the hardest working person in their field. I just can't name it.
You're right. You're right.
Nobody that don't work.
Right. She hang around bosses. And I would be there for it all.
Yeah. And I mean, even with you, like, you know, what you've done for him. I would just say politicking, but I would say me generally and my work ethic. And I'm always telling somebody, like, I'm the last one up. But every time I send a text at like actually it was like 4 a.m. one time. And I texted Chelsea and she responded.
And she was up because she probably texted one of us.
And I was here. It wasn't for East Coast time. It was here. I was like,
why is she up?
I get so nervous.
I'm sorry.
I just have to say that I mean, I guess what I was articulating is that as much as you admire things that she goes out of her way to excel at, you are in that very same lane.
Exactly.
Well, I love her, and that's the thing. When you have people that are uncomfortable with those types of relationships that you have with people like that, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know? And so I can call her friend, I call her mentor, and I know that if they say you need a reference, a word, I'll be like, dial this number real quick. She gonna give you the real and give me the job, give me the contract or whatever. And that's all love. And that's all I want to do is do that for somebody else.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get, by the time this live is over, we're gonna make sure that LaTasia has some contracts jumping off. We're gonna get that going. I mean, because in this day and age, we need commercials. We need that online presence.
And that's the thing. These brands, especially out here, now this is already a competitive field of production work on the back end of it, but the brands in Northwest Indiana are like behind.
Yes, we are.
They haven't even gotten into, creating commercials and their audio stuff outside of getting their employees just doing like this, but you want to get some different content out there.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, that's what it's all about. But it's so crazy because you could do it for every other brand, but it is so hard to do it for your own. So for me, I just have been really working on everything that I put 100% in every job. And so everything that I put into every job, I'm finally putting it into my own. And it's such a rewarding feeling. It just feels like I'm really bearing my fruit, you know, and really trying to put my fruit in great places and make it really produce something that I could give back to other people, like you said. That's the whole goal. I want to have a team, you know. I want people that I could, you know, put food on their table and really help provide for them. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Now, what's the full name of your production company?
It's SK Productions, and SK Productions stands for Sky and Kai Productions. Those are my nieces. They're 6 years old.
I love my
nieces.
nieces.
They're my girls, and you know they don't get it right now. But for me, for one, I love the youth, and so I'm excited to put it to them now. But my girls, they got something. And I want them to be able to already, you know, have a platform to be able to get into that. You know, it was hard for me to really get into the industry and find my way. So I want them to already have that open door. So SK Productions stands for Sky and Kai Productions.
All right, well, we're going to put you on the map. We have a couple of questions left, but also on the run of show, what's dinner without dessert? And it is time for another Black business shout out. See, you all talk to the audiences while I bring back dessert. Anybody for coffee? We got coffee too. You gonna get a refill? All right. I hope everybody. Oh yeah, we need to pop open another bottle. But I am bringing out an investment from another small business because we got our small businesses. I gotta try to mind.
Look, it's gonna be us. Just the three of us.
You can make it if you try. Just the wait. Oh, hold on, wait.
This is our commercial. Hey, you guys, make sure you follow We Are the Village.
Yes.
Donate to our website. We're trying to bring the first ABA clinic to Gary. We do not have an ABA clinic here for children with intellectual disabilities. So make sure you donate to our website. www.wearethevillage. You guys
I need a drum roll. Do you all see all this sinfulness right here? I don't know what camera to put it on.
We are on diet.
I know. This, what I am holding, is a peach cobbler pound cake, courtesy of none other than Allegra's Love Bakery. I saw it on Jay's Breakfast Club, and this is how we roll. I text her. She said, "Chelsea, see-wit, whatever you want, you got it." And I'm gonna tell y'all.
Too good to cut.
I know. If you all don't take all this home, I promise.
What you really need to do is just put it over on that table.
Okay.
Once these cameras go on.
Okay. I'm gonna put it right over here.
Right.
I'll let us take pictures with it.
Once these cameras stop rolling.
Yes, so we won't have gluttony all over the camera. But shout out to Allegra Parnell, West Side, class of 92. Another one of our small businesses in Gary in Northwest Indiana. She supplies all the sweets and goodies for Jay's Breakfast Club and others. She did Amber's cupcake and her cake for Amber's birthday party. And I mean, she's just amazing. Blessed hands. And I told her,
really?
I told her that I would shout her out. So look up Allegra's Love Bakery or come to Jay's Breakfast Club and get samples. She always brings fresh baked goods every week for the menu. So like Crystal said, I guess we'll wait till the cameras go off.
Allegra from me.
ALLEGRA''S Allegra. That means happiness.
I never knew
Yes. Yes. When I was taking piano lessons, shout out to Miss Whittemore. May she rest in peace. But at the beginning of your song, it will tell you what the mood is. And one was Allegra. And so she would say, you have to play happy. And I'd be like, I'm playing happy. That is so crazy. But shout out to my parents for putting us in Saturday school, piano lesson, choir rehearsal. We didn't have time to be bad. We were too busy trying to excel. But Allegra, yes, up-spirited, happy. That's what Allegra means. So, yes. Shall I go into the bowl?
Let's
do it.
Oh, you pull one? Let's go,
I don't think I
Crystal.
want this one.
You read it?
No, you gotta get yours. Come on.
Yeah. Read that question.
But you said at the beginning we could pass.
Oh,
Did I say that? I was drinking.
right.
Share one juicy secret.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Did I already? No, I haven't. I
I'm
love
trying to think of one that's like PG.
You know, because I don't want to get in trouble on nobody.
a juicy secret.
Oh, I got one that I can kind of say, and then it's still
No
halfway
names?
a secret.
Okay,
Boom.
okay,
All right.
okay.
So you just brought up a good point. So, back in the day, remember Saturday school? We have the acting class.
Yes. They don't remember it. I do.
Right. And nobody didn't know my secret. But who was the director back in the day?
In what area?
Should know that. No, I ain't
Music?
going that far.
Oh, I was great too.
Hey, look, no. See, you trying to keep it a secret.
I'm sorry.
I always had a crush on him, okay?
Oh,
Right,
no,
she
no,
won't
no,
say
no,
that.
no, you gotta wait for these cameras to go all the way up. We said secret. That was the
Yeah.
for the secret, right?
Okay.
Huh.
Yes,
Wait, you
that
ain't
is. I know.
I had a
That's too funny.
Wait,
He's
you
still
had a
around?
crush on the director.
In what area? Is it music, dance,
That's the
art?
secret.
I mean, what?
I'm
The rest
trying.
of my secrets already told in the book.
Okay. So y'all gotta get the book Pretty Race Ugly by Crystal O'Brien. Okay. Shameless plug. This for our channels.
Go ahead, we passing this to you.
You not ready?
Oh, Amber ready.
Amber got
Amber,
all
stay
kinds of
ready.
secrets. Unfiltered.
And we've been secrets, even like the ones escapement,
Right. To the
secret.
grave.
Well, on my birthday.
Oh, look at us. We leaning in. You don't really have one? I'll tell a funny Howard story.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to hear
I can't tell my. I'm too
story?
close to
Oh
Howard. I
my
can't
God,
tell
right.
Howard.
I've been gone over 30 years, so I can tell my Howard story. But I did the right thing. But a lot of people don't know. Remember when Mike Tyson was in all that trouble with the girl in Indianapolis? He came to DC. And why are y'all looking at me? My husband probably at the top of the stairs like, he did. Yeah, he was in DC. And we had gone to a party. We had gone to a party, me and my friends from Ball and Hog, Chapter 3. That was the name of the club in Southeast. That's how they said it, Southeast. It was Southeast DC. And when it was all over, we were supposed to be going to this after party at a hotel downtown DC where Mike Tyson was, right? So we pull up and we thinking it's like gonna be everybody going up to the suite like, hey. And so his handler or whatever got out. They were in a limo behind us or whatever. And then they came and they were like, all right, we going up for the party. And we like, all right. They were like, no, just you. And, and we all looking like, who? And they were like, you. And they were pointing at me. And I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm not going up there myself. I was like, and I'm from Indiana. I'm like, don't you already have this thing about Indiana girls? And then we were going back and forth. And my friends was like, well, we'll stay downstairs. I was like, no. But I decided not to go. You just never know what would have happened. There was no social media.
She done led up that whole story.
Oh, you thought I was going up there? Good. And the letdown. Oh, no. I'm on live now. You gotta keep it PG.
You put the questions out.
Right, but I mean, I was at that point where we were in, after the show, it's the hotel lobby. But for once, in that point, I did the right thing. And I will say, I remained a virgin a very long time. So everything scared me in college. I was like, that's nasty. We can't do that. As much as I party.
I was not. As soon as I got on campus and I saw that first one, I said, I want him.
I
promise you. It was all bad. Yes, it was horrible.
Yeah.
When I went on campus, I was a virgin. People thought I was having sex in high school. I wasn't. Freshman year, second semester, basketball team.
Oh.
And, I stayed in the dorm with the basket. Like I stayed in Vigo, and the basketball team, guys and girls. Well, the guys stayed in our hall. The girls stayed in an all-girls hall. Mine was co-ed.
Go figure.
Go figure. So I saw his light skin.
Light skin is in.
He wasn't tall, but he was just. And I told my friends, I want him, and I got him.
That's it.
I said,
And
I want
that's
you.
it.
Then my best friend, his roommate, set it up. And
The rest, that's our secret. That's the bowl right there.
Well,
Damn, I know my Tyson story. That's it.
I was horrible.
But I mean, you have
That's
to
too
college.
funny.
I'd have to talk to the lawyer on telling my secrets because I don't know the statute of limitations.
So that's gonna have to be the next millennial mixer after you
so I gotta go ahead and go
consult the
to the
council.
line. Be like, okay,
Consult
so
council.
this one's still valid. Okay, we gotta pull that.
Okay, pull that back.
Jonisha, it's your time.
Oh,
It's my turn back on me.
yeah, we back on
You
track.
ain't tell your secret.
Let's just close it up. This is like truth or dare or something.
Right.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, let me say this. A famous rapper had came out here, and I have, well, it was two of them. And we have,
It was two of them.
It was tough.
because they was both out here. They were both out here. So I have been a fan of these people for a long time. So when I finally see them, it's like, oh, yeah. So we ended up going to the club in Chicago. And the strippers around.
Hey.
People like, acting a fool. So I go up to my cousin, she get us in VIP because my cousin always get us in VIP.
Love
regardless
those
of anything.
types.
Yeah, so we in VIP and I'm talking to her, I go up to him, I say, I know these women around here, but they butt all out and they doing all this for you, but I want you. And he was like, I don't be here. He was like, I don't be at this hotel this time, da. So we ended up going to the hotel and everything, but nothing happened.
See, me and Mike. No.
Nothing happened because he was kind of crazy.
What was he doing? You know, the law school student in me was like, well, this person was around here. Like, what is she talking about?
He was crazy. And even, like, he wasn't doing anything crazy to me, but he was being crazy, like, just a crazy person.
Yeah.
And so afterwards, like, he started going live and being all type of crazy. So
I would have matched this crazy.
I'm glad
I would have
I'm
matched
glad
this.
you did. You know, we might be reading about you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that poor young girl got all taken advantage of. Now, our law student, be careful whatever secrets you share, since you'll be in the courtroom defending us at some point.
Oh, I have a corny secret.
Okay.
I knew it was
It's a cornball secret, but this is such a cornball secret.
I want to know it.
Wow. Head to the ass. That's all I'll say.
Whoa.
No, I'm saying this
Oh.
is head ass.
Okay.
Yeah. This is head ass, like corny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Where's your face?
Right, because she thought it was something freaky. But
Like head ass.
Anyway, a lot of people would be like, yeah, do you want to run for office? I'm like, not really. I kind of do. Like, and I'll tell you who inspired me. Definitely, like, my mom, obviously seeing her, but she has, like, a certain type of patience and deals with people in a way that I probably never could.
Mhm.
But seeing Kamala Harris's run has been inspiring because I feel like I always saw a Black woman embraced beyond the state or local level with stipulations, and with some very, like, almost, like, difficult ones with, perhaps if they went to Ivy League school or perhaps if they, were, like, just something, like, that white people find to be, like, awesome. But seeing her, like, and this is not to, like, discredit her, but, like, she went to, like, a good law school, but, she, like, basically what I'm saying, everything she's a part of, she raises the price of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's inspired me. And I'm like, and this is just off the strength of her courage. And also, if somehow this ever comes out, this is really how I feel. A lot of people try to, like, I don't care. Like, a lot of people try to use Willie Brown and that against her.
Mm-hmm.
If that's all it took to get where she is, then
To run for vice
more
president?
power to her.
Exactly.
A lot of people try to, like, just weaponize her sexuality and stuff. Some of us and a lot of people should have been smarter. I mean, like, that to me, that's all they're illustrating. And what I'm saying, I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's like he used to be the governor of California, and they like allegedly dated and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's nothing to like be
get
ashamed
yours,
of.
fool.
Yeah,
Get
she's
yours.
embraced it, and but she makes me look at things so differently. You know what I mean? She like, I look at her career, I'm like, so elected office doesn't seem like shackles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks really fly, and she's not the first person to make it look like that, but
because I'm always skeptical.
Yeah.
After watching what your mom goes or went through, because when you're just trying to do right and people forever trying to find something wrong.
People I don't get
You're like,
it.
I'm trying.
I don't get it.
Trying.
Yeah.
But I would vote for you. Anybody else would vote for Jordan?
I
would totally vote for Jordan.
But that's why I said it's cornball.
That is not
typical. But that's something I never actually said
out loud. That takes a lot. That is a good one. While I'm all talking about the hotel lobby, I'm just saying, we do have sometimes where they say don't tell your secrets, don't tell your ambitions, because somebody will steal them or tell you that you can't do it. But you shared that with us, and so if ever you get on that road to say, I'm riding with you. I'm letting you know, let's ride, Jordan, for president, vice president, whatever you're trying to do. What's your secret, girl? I know you're trying to be low in the corner.
I'll be real quiet.
Right. She might forget. C-Wit does not forget.
So,
I don't have insurance for that. Right. I don't have insurance for all that.
Funny that y'all talk about DC. Y'all love DC. I'm done with DC.
Hey, Jill.
I went to jail in DC.
You do not want to go to jail in DC.
And it's the worst place that you ever want to go to jail at, ever. So what happened was, I was hanging out with my friend, and me and her was notorious for kicking it. I mean, that's why I was in Louisville, Lexington, Frankfurt. We was kicking it. No,
right.
Oh, like kicking it. Like places we shouldn't have been, people we shouldn't have been with, just going out. So we had went out in Louisville, actually, and she met this guy. And she started talking to the guy, and they actually it was supposed to be like on some drunk stuff, but they actually got clothes, And I was like, okay, whatever. So we had went to New Orleans for my birthday, and it was like my trip, so she had came with me. So she had invited me to go to DC because he was from DC, right? So I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna go ahead and kick it and everything like that. Now, when I took her to New Orleans, I just knew it was gonna be, like PG-13, because when I took her, it was PG-13. You know what I'm saying? So we go out to DC, and the whole time we got pulled over like 5 times. I never got pulled over that many times ever. So we got pulled over like 5 times. It was just too much. Like, his friends was fighting. They was just doing like too much. Like the most. So, like, we could have went to jail several times. Keep in mind, I was 20, and I had my sister's ID. This I was kicking.
You were riding dirty from the drunk.
She like, that ain't even on my record. That's why I can tell this story.
Like, I was kicking it. Like, since I was 18, I had my sister's ID, so I've been kicking it since then. So, we ended up...
She ran for the secret.
No, for real. See, this is a real secret. So we could have went to jail for several other things. We went to jail for like the most silliest thing. So we was in the car. We was getting ready to go to this club, right? And we were smoking or whatever, and it had dropped on the floor, right? So everybody took off their seatbelts so that we could get the smoke, So 2 bicycle cops rolled up on a bicycle.
And they straight up be on the bikes in DC. Yeah, they ride those bikes.
Wait.
The bicycle cops.
That just took me off.
Pause.
Wait.
Hey, y'all stop.
Y'all stopped?
Well,
Catch me.
It was like, and this was New Year's.
And one
So it was like, it wasn't like busy.
Right. Y'all better get out my way.
Yeah, but it wasn't busy. It was like traffic. It wouldn't know where we really could have gone, right? So they had pulled us over, like, why are your seatbelts off? Now, this whole time, we got pulled over like 5 times before this last time, So
What was y'all doing?
They was hot. They was hot-headed, just on some hot stuff.
You know what I
nobody here. So if I was going, so anyway, they pulled us out the car or whatever, and the bicycle cop pulled him over and was like, "Why is your seatbelt off?" So he was explaining, right? I didn't see this other cop. This other cop had pulled up on the side of me. I was in the back seat. And he was like, "Hand me that right there." And then I was like, what do you want me to hand you? There was a bottle of alcohol or whatever, and then open. Poker. We got possession of open container of alcohol. That's why we got pulled up. Well, we went to jail. So he was like, "Hey, they got liquor in the car." So
y'all happy you got a fine.
Everybody had to get out the car. So my friend was like, "Can we go to the bathroom?" Right? So everybody had went to the bathroom, but we all went in different ways. I don't even know where they went. When I came back, I was going back to the car. Police officer was like, "I know, but where was I gonna go?" Anywhere. Right. If you drunk and you had, you ain't thinking, you just going with the flow. So I was just going with the flow. So the officer was like, "Wait, who are you?" And then I was like, and then another officer was like, "She was in the car with them." So he told me to go like stand on the sidewalk. So my friends, everybody that was in the car was like still by the car, and I went to go stand on the sidewalk. So I thought I was clear, I'm not going to jail. So then like they had got in handcuffs, and the officer was like, "Come here," and he was like, "Put your hands behind your back or whatever," and was like, "You're going to jail for." I was pissed. I didn't start crying, but I wanted to fight her. Like I legit wanted to fight her because
you was going to jail.
It was because she was so hot, and we could have prevented that on so many different levels. Yeah. And they was just so hot. They was just like, but I was upset at myself because literally everything in my body told me not to go. Yeah. Every reason, even when I was in the car with them, something was like, "Turn around." Holy Spirit was like, "Turn around, turn around." Tell them to turn the car around. But I was just so cowardly at that point because I'm like, I don't know what they gonna say if I tell them to turn the car around. If I go back to the house, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was that.
Yeah, we have those moments.
That could have prevented me from going to jail. So, long story short, forget DC because I went to jail in DC.
I love your secrets.
Yeah.
Well, we have had, I think there's one last question in here. We have had an amazing conversation. I have presentations that I need to make to all of you. And I can't remember what the last question was, but I'm going to pull it because I think I never pulled one, right?
Amber, did you pull one?
Oh, this is a good one.
Amber didn't pull one, so I can't answer.
Y'all ready? Everybody's watching. This is the last question. And you can start, Amber, and I'm going to go grab the presentation bag. But it says, "Before I die, I will."
Wow.
Before I die, I will walk across the stage and get my doctorate.
Hey! All right. Crystal, "Before I die, I will."
Be multi-millionaire.
Yes! I will be your friend then before I die.
Oh, you got me that now.
Yes! "Before I die, Jonisha."
I have to agree with Crystal. I'm gonna be I'm going a little higher. I'm gonna be a billionaire.
A billionaire. Billy with a B. Jordan, "Before I die, I will."
Before I die, I will change lives. I'll inspire people to just do something different and just break the hell up out of their shell.
Yes. I love it. Yes.
Wow.
Tasia, I will not get arrested. Go ahead. Before I die.
I will never get arrested again. But before I die, I will make a change in several communities in the United States. And for the better, I don't know. But I will. In several urban communities specifically.
Yes. All right. I concur with the whole millionaire status, but I will add on to that I will take as many people as I can along with me. Yes.
Oh, so we have a question for you.
Yes.
Because you clearly authored all these questions.
Clearly I did.
Right.
The PR spin.
Right. So.
Oh,
right.
You got it.
What's the question
so
for
from
me?
like, let's say 25. Everybody's 20.
No,
I'm 25.
You're 25? Who's not 25?
I'm in my 30s.
Oh no, but I'm saying 25 and up.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's trying to sound like she's so old.
right.
I'm the old one. I'm old
Yeah.
enough to be everybody's mom.
I meant 25 and up.
Teen mom for some, but I'm old enough to be everybody's mom. Yeah.
Okay, so from age 25 and on to age where you are now, 29. Where
I like that.
what's been like the most surprising thing? Like what has like, you know, sort of wowed you, but you realize that that's just a natural part of life?
On a personal note, great question. On a personal note, and my sister tells me this all the time, which I probably have only embraced in the last few months. She says that you don't understand the influence and the power that you have. She will tell, and I'm looking at it from a point of trying to be humble. She says, no, sis, you don't realize how great you are. She said, maybe one day you will. She said, the rest of us already see it. And she said, you need to embrace your greatness. And she often tells me that there are some people who are around me that should not be. She said, because they don't want the best for you. And she said, I'm telling you that as your sister.
And this is your big sister.
This is my big sister.
No, big sisters know.
Yeah. And she said, and she works than Amber on the low. She said,
I saw my status.
She said, I want to fight them all. But she said, I'm going to lay in the cut. But that's one of the things where she said, embrace your greatness. And the one thing that I will say for all of you being millennials, to use your powers for good, and don't let somebody tell you that, well, you're too young to do that. Because when I was that age at 25, 29, a lot of times I kept my mouth shut for the simple fact of my age. It wasn't that I didn't know any better or I didn't have the knowledge or the skills, but I would think, well, they wouldn't listen to me because I'm only 28. I'm only 29. My second job, I became director of communications for United Way at 23. But I was always at the board meetings like, well, I'll just listen to the volunteers because they were all twice my age. They were in their 40s. And I learned a lot from them. But if I had to do it over again, I probably would have spoken up more. So I'm just glad to know that all of you have already found your voices. Sometimes millennials, y'all have too much voice. But anyway, because y'all just be like, right now, this is what we're doing right now. But no, I admire that. And I think that's probably why I gravitate to all of you. Because I'm like, they're not scared. They just jump. That's what they do. The rest of us, I'm sitting over here like, we make sure this parachute is cool. And you have to have a balance of that. So like I'm always telling Amber, you got to save. Even if you want to just jump and go do something, I'll be like, well, what are you going to fall back on if that doesn't work? That's that old school mixed with the new school. So I say get a little bit of both and then just be the best. Every day I open my eyes, I'm saying, I'm about to be great today. I am getting ready to be great. Today is going to be great. And we're the author of our fate. And so tonight was meant to be. And I got to go get your presents. Yay! I'll be right back. I got presents. Welcome to Gathering Be with our presents.
All right, commercial break, y'all.
Right.
No, we're going to let them do their shout out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay, so SK Productions is launching in January, but I am taking clients now, as always. So just a little behind the scenes. It's not in the forefront right now. But it is, like I said, I do audio visual production. So if you need commercials, audio commercials, visual commercials, getting some new content on your social media accounts instead of just the same love you did that everybody be doing. Photography and social media management, I'm also getting into as well. So just plugging SK Productions, like I said, it's coming out.
We are 39 days away from the election.
Yes.
So I'm gonna need everybody to download Politicking. And I'm gonna need y'all to donate too, because the app won't be anywhere near as effective as it can be unless y'all give more. You know, we need that. This is something that I started with another Howard graduate, my profile. I'm a Delta, #1 sorority, obviously.
All
but
right, yes.
Yes, all right.
See if but red allowed.
Yeah.
Founded Howard.
We do so much on our own. I mean, we really are holding it down. I have like probably 5 hours of work after this. So let's just really, we're leaning on our community. And please help us and donate.
Politicking. Y'all going around the room?
Yeah, we're going around the room. Okay, mine gonna be real quick. I just fall under the C Wit brand.
Hey.
But right now we've gone ahead and expanded, and we're doing websites.
Yes.
So if you have any small businesses out there that are looking to go ahead and take that off of your plate, we do. We are definitely
I got the text, but I need some like the
I love it. I've taught myself with doing it with my full-time job, and it's just kind of expanded and blown out.
Yeah, I just
No,
throw all the contracts to her. I'm like, we have someone who does that.
I'm doing everything customized. There's no set rate where they're like, well, how much do you charge for websites? Well, I'm gonna have a real conversation with you on what you need for your website. I get that from the C Wit in there. So when it comes to I want to be able to make it an e-store, or I want to be able to have email addresses tied to it. They're blocks.
There's layers to this.
So we definitely, Chelsea is already from. There have been 3 contacts this week. I just don't know where they came from.
Get that money.
And so definitely working with Chelsea and any small business that wants to be able to make sure that their presence is there.
Yeah.
Seriously, let me get my $2 together.
We work with you. You family.
Get you an Amber.
Get you an Amber.
You can't get ours.
Right.
Get your own.
That's the only thing I can say is get your name.
Right. And then I guess I'll close it out by saying, y'all already know, cwit.biz. We are your full service public relations company. Who you with? CWIT. Social media development, marketing, branding. But I will, for the record, say that we are not taking any more retainer clients through 2020. Our plate is full, thank God. We're doing projects, but we are not doing retainers. So there's a difference. You have a start day and an end day with us, and packages and things like that. So just visit our website. And now I want to make my small but mighty, I feel, presentation, because all of you are with me. I want you to leave with something from another small business. I mean, in COVID, you know, you gotta have it. So that's mine. And then everybody gets one. Courtesy of Mic Check.
Yes.
Shout out.
Mic Check.
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
So when you wear it and then they ask you who you with, you say CWIT. And everybody, thank you so much. We're about to take selfies. Y'all already know. We're taking pictures. Thank you all for tuning in to our Millennial Mix. Did y'all have fun? We gotta put the next one in the books. And we gotta at least do a quarter. We gotta do a holiday mix, because I have a big announcement coming up. I'll tell you all off camera what it is. Yes, the Hennessy.
We're gonna have the pig now. Let's hear the little seven hats about.
But I thank you all for coming. I thank you all for tuning in. You all have just inspired my soul. And until next time, everybody, we will see you. Yeah.